The theme, the overriding theme that I get from your book is it's about, the fancy word is federalism. You know, it's how much the states do and how much the feds do. But the overall theme that I sort of draw from it is that we say you're fed up, is that you want the feds to get off your back.
Listen, our founding fathers never meant for the federal government to be where all the decision making. As a matter of fact, in Madison's 45th Federalist Papers, he talks about that the powers of the federal government are limited, and the states are not, and very undefined and indefinite. And that is the beauty of the 10th Amendment. It clearly states the federal government was created by the states to be an agent for the states, not the other way around. We've got it just backwards. And it started a century ago when the progressives passed the 16th Amendment to get the income tax, and then obviously the New Deal, and then the Great Society, and now Obama seems to be taking it to new links with Obamacare. Americans understand that the states are where the laboratory of innovation, the states should be competing, and that's what this book is really about. It's about freedom. That's what Fed Up is really all about.
There's some vignettes in here, and there's one in particular that struck me, that I was almost horrified, and it's a member of your party, Republican, former Speaker of the House, Hastert. It says that even though he's not a member of Congress right now, he is out lobbying, according to you, for corporations and for foreign governments, is that we taxpayers are paying $40,000 every single month for an SUV, for cell phones. I mean, $40,000 a month may not seem like a lot of money. We look at the overall. It's $40,000 is a lot to someone in my hometown who's trying to make it through the year.
Well, you take the cost of a presidential trip. This trip that the president has taken to India, and just the monstrous cost of that, versus $40,000. Well, it's the point. It's the principle of this person's.
Why are we paying that? Why, now I understand I understand for a president going and trying to develop trade and seeing one of our greatest allies. I'm all for that, and he needs security. We have to protect the president. But I mean, how many of these little sort of $40,000 a month?
Good question. And it's one of the things that this Republican-controlled House of Representatives has to clean that type of nonsense up. They must stop that type of obvious frivolous spending on individuals who are getting perks they didn't earn and they don't deserve.
Is he really a lobbyist for foreign governments and for corporations?
Indeed.
Well, that struck me as horrifying.
There's a number of things in that book that will strike Americans as horrifying, and that we must, as a people, get put back in the box, get this government back to the limited form that our founding fathers saw it. Let the states, whether it's how to run Medicaid, how to run the pensions. In the state of Texas back in 1982, we had 2 counties that opted out, 3 counties, Matagorda, Galveston, and Brazoria counties, opted out of Social Security. I can promise you they're very happy today to have well-funded pension programs that are going to take care of their people in the future. You can't say that for Social Security. It is, indeed, a Ponzi scheme.
Health care. You talk about the health care, and there's going to be a lot of challenges in the next next 2 years on the president's health care. What's your view of the health care program?
Well, I'd like to see the states be given the opportunity to opt out of the Medicaid program that we're looking at today. We think that in the state of Texas, over the next 6 years, that we could take and find a private insurance solution and better serve our people, put more people under coverage, and save $40 billion for the state of Texas and $40 billion for the federal government, because it's a matching program.
All right. And I don't mean to trap anything. If you're opposed to that, is there any way you could ever support Governor Mitt Romney in light of the fact that the Massachusetts health care program is so similar to the national health care?
Yeah, I think it's a problem to go. If he were to stand up and say, you know what, this was a program that didn't work, and I wish I hadn't tried it, I think that would help him substantially. But the fact is, they are so similar that it is going to be a major anchor unless he stands up and repudiates that approach.
In terms of 2012, people have tossed your name in. You say in the book you have no interest.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes, I am not interested in being the President of the United States. As a matter of fact, I hope someone will stand up and say, elect me President of the United States, and I will go to Washington and try to make it as inconsequential in your life as I can make it. And really respect the Constitution and the 10th Amendment and let these states compete. That, I will suggest, would be a powerful message, and it will also let this country become a very powerful economic force once again in the world.
The Tea Party movement, is that growing in strength? They're going to sort of sustain itself as is, or are we going to see it diminish?
I give them great credit for getting people back to reading the Constitution. More Americans picked up a copy of the Constitution and read it in the last 18 months than probably did the last 50 years. And for that single thing, I am greatly appreciative of the Tea Party. I think they're going to continue to stay engaged. I think there was a lot of passion and a good feeling out there from the candidates that they recruited, the candidates they supported, and frankly, the number of people that saluted the Tea Party and paid homage to them. That's good politics, and frankly, it's good policy.
Speaking of salute, last time I saw you in person was during Katrina, and I have to tell you, Houston was extraordinary. I know many parts of Texas, but I've never seen a community so quickly embrace people so efficiently. It was absolutely extraordinary watching Houston respond to that crisis.
Robert Eccles, who was the county judge then, did a fabulous job of coordinating Houston. We've got a great emergency management team in Texas, and it's the state and the locals who, and we get better after every, God bless us, we didn't have a hurricane this year of any note, and hopefully we will dodge them in the future. But we got some of the finest men and women in our emergency management in those cities, and the private sector is such an important part of it too. Whether HEB or our great fuel companies that come in. I mean, clearly, the feds could learn something from the state of Texas about how to deal with disasters.
The response in terms of all the way across the board, public and private, and the level of efficiency was absolutely mind-boggling.
Good-hearted people in Texas.
Yeah, you are. But you know what the Alaskans say about you, don't you?
I know what Sarah says about it. She says that big picture of Alaska with Texas in the middle, and she says a T-shirt that says size matters.
Well, I was going to tell a little different one. I was going to talk about how I was up in Alaska, and they said you put on an Alaskan in the middle of Texas, and he or she feels claustrophobic.
We have a lot of fun. Competition between the states, that's what it's all about. Whether we're making fun of each other or whether we're trying to steal each other's jobs. That's really what Fed Up at its heart is all about. Freedom and competition.
Governor, nice to see you, and good luck with Fed Up.
Thank you.